In January of 2019, Senator Jeannie Riddle proposed Bill 101, which she is now sponsoring. It would establish a statewide hearing aid distribution program for those at and below the poverty line. The Missouri Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing estimates about 87,000 people with some degree of hearing loss have a household income below the poverty line in Missouri.
The hearing aid distribution program is intended for low-income and veterans who are in need of hearing aids. Hearing aids are outrageously expensive, and right now most insurance companies do not cover, or if they do, it's very little. The average cost of a hearing aid is about $2,000.
Dr. Opioluwa Satonwa is the executive director of the Missouri Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. He explains why most insurance companies do not cover hearing aids. A translator speaks for him.
Federal law classifies hearing aids as cosmetic. So that means that it's not a medical necessity. It's in the same classification that's used for people who have plastic surgery, meaning people feel that it's not a necessity, but in reality, hearing aids may be a necessity depending on the individual. It also can be a political issue because federal lawmakers make that decision. Until that law changes, we will continue to struggle at the state level to force insurance companies to cover it.
Spreading awareness for deaf and hard of hearing individuals is an important part of the Missouri Commissions for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing's mission.
I do strongly believe that when people start to shine a light on why this is important, why hearing aids are important in the lives of people, it could be the difference between keeping a job or losing your job. It could be make the difference between communicating with family at home and living life in isolation. That's how important hearing aids are to us here, and so that's why we're hoping things change in the near future.
Morrison discusses the need for hearing aids.
If you're asking someone to, for example, buy a wheelchair versus being stuck in one place, it would be pretty hard to say no to that. But people with a hearing loss can get by often without hearing aids. But for a lot of people, it is a hit to their quality of life. It impacts relationships with family members, the workplace, anywhere that you need to communicate with somebody. If you're not relying on other things like sign language, if you are still just using spoken English, it can be a barrier to communication success.
Senate Bill 101 has been reported due pass by House and Senate. Reporting for Nicholls Student News, I am Caitlin Mulcahy with videographer Daniel Hayden.